Picture this situation. You sit in a silent classroom for 2 hours, a test sitting in front of you. One teacher, maybe two, scrutinizes your every move. Everybody's stressing you and putting pressure on you to do well on this test because your academic life depends on it. You have been studying for this test for at least a month, but when you look at your paper, you remember nothing. Your stress level is just that high. Recent research shows that worldwide, more than 33% of the elementary and secondary students experience some test anxiety, and up from 10 to 25% in past decades. We are talking about standardized tests here, and these tests have a negative impact in the students in today's society. What is a standardized test? A standardized test is a test that is administered and scored in a consistent or standard manner. Standardized tests are designed in such a way that the questions, conditions for administering and scoring procedures and interpretations are consistent and are administered and scored in a predetermined and standard manner. In the Dominican Republic, this system of evaluation is called pruebas nacionales, or national exams. The national exams have the purpose of certifying the achievement of a student when they conclude an educative level. Currently, they are applied at the end of a school year after the last grade of the basic level, which is the 8th grade, and the 4th level of the medium level, which is the 4th grade. They constitute the 30% of the grade of the whole 8th level and the 30% of the grade of the whole 4 years of the medium levels. Since 2013, the National Education Council has been contemplating the elimination of the national exams in order to match the levels of university education with the stages of students' development, follow international trends, and facilitate the comparison of statistics and educational outcomes. Nothing is concrete yet, but polemic has risen over the topic of eliminating the standardized test that has been running for more than 20 years now. My name is Gabriela Castillo. Good afternoon, and today we will be seeing why the Ministry of Education should eliminate the national exams, because they are not the best method of evaluation in schools, and given the fact that they do not improve nor manifest the performance of students or teachers. In the first place, standardized tests are not good at showing or improving the performance of students in school. In a 2001 study published by the Brookings Institution found out that 50 to 80% of the year-over-year test scores improvements were temporary and caused by fluctuations that had nothing to do with long-term changes in learning. A standardized testing evaluates students' performance on one particular day and does not take into consideration some external factors that may happen. Some daily life situations are likely to lower the performance of a student in a test. For example, if a student has an argument with their parent the morning of the test, chances are their focus are not going to be where it should be. There are many people also that just simply do not perform well on tests. Many of these students are smart and understand the content, but it doesn't show on the test. This may be due to the fact that students develop test anxiety. Based on research, from 40 to 60% of students admit to having test anxiety at some point or another around 38% around time of the test, and 38 record having it all the time. Having test anxiety greatly affects the student's ability to access the information when they have a test. And this is when the so-called blank mind comes to the picture. This is even worse with students that are younger, because they are not likely to be capable of coping with the severe stress that this causes. Also, because students know that test scores may affect their future lives, some of them do whatever they can to pass them, including cheating and taking performance drugs. According to an article made by Lucien Diario in 2013, out of almost 160,000 examines, 30% were found to have bought the answers for the national test. This is a great business in our country that is not being acknowledged. Now that we have seen why the national test do not play its role in students, let's see why these tests are no good at showing the performance of teachers in school. These tests are imprecise measure of teacher performance, yet they are used to reward and punish teachers. Using test scores to reward and punish teachers and schools encourages them to cheat the system for their own gain. Because so much emphasis is placed on standardized test results these days, teachers are spending more time at teaching to the test. These results here, the lessons are not centered on educational value and growth, and more about what is going to be found in the national exams. Teachers are forced to exclude creative and diverse topics from the curriculum so that they can focus on teaching students what it's going to appear in the national tests. According to a research made in 2001, teachers have cut class time spent in arts and extracurriculum subjects by 145 minutes daily to focus on the 4 subjects that the national exams focus on. Although math, Spanish, and natural science and history are important, psychologists agree that other subjects that are not these 4 are more likely to get students interested in the educational exploration and get them to want to learn. Standardized tests also provide parents with a full sense of security. If a student scores well on a test, then it is assumed that they know all the material. However, this may not be true at all. The student may have simply memorized a fact or the formula or a trick necessary to do well on a test. This brings as a consequence a lack of critical thinking. Critical thinking, according to an article by Penn State, is the reflective, responsible, and skillful thinking that is focused in deciding what to believe to do. This is a very important skill in today's society, and it can only be taught through experiencing and analyzing situations. In summary, the Dominican national tests, although they are supposed to play an efficient role in the Dominican education, they do not seem to be accomplishing its task due to numerous facts that cannot be controlled. This makes them inefficient. We have already seen why the standardized tests in our country nowadays are a non-efficient evaluation system, given the fact that they do not help the students learn more and they do not measure the teacher's proficiency either. This is why the Ministry of Education should eliminate and implement other ways of education that are more particular, depending on the students' capacities. Now, before I leave, I'd like to leave you with a quote by Confucius. It says, "He who learns but does not think is lost. He who thinks but does not learn is in great danger." Thank you very much.